Apparently, there are rumors that the DA and the African National Congress are talking about their potential marriage in 2024. Yes, these guys are talking about governing the country together. So, you know, every time when I see those members from the multi-party charter thing walking around saying that the DA declared that they will never work with the ANC, the DA has declared that they will never work with the EFF. Even as a pact there in the multi-party charter thing, they have agreed that they will never go into talks with the ANC. But you remember, even John Steenhuisen said that if the charter don't pull enough votes, they have to go into to dissolve right there and there. So I'm not the only one. Even Gayton McKenzie said that these rumors are true, that the ANC and the ANC and the DA are talking about this big coalition that might take place in 2024, and it is going to be so hard. Man, I'm going to laugh at Helen Mashaba so much if the DA goes into coalition with the ANC, because Helen Mashaba was from the DA. He went from the DA to open up his own political party. Now that his own political party has a bit of steam, he wants to donate his votes to the DA so that the DA can run the country. Well, it looks like the DA wants to donate their votes so that they can run the country with the ANC together. I'm going to laugh so hard at Helen Mashaba for investing in this multi-party charter thing, whereas the DA are negotiating with his biggest enemies. You remember that recently Helen Mashaba gave a speech there on Biz News, and he said that he will never work with the ANC. He declared that he will never work with the ANC. If Action SA wants to work with the ANC, he will have to step aside. So I think that Mr. Mashaba might as well book his tickets to go to vacation wherever, because the DA, it is going to work with the ANC. Anyone who believes that the DA is not in talks with the ANC about the potential coalition in 2024 is simply out of his mind. If you believe that the DA working around telling people that they are not going to work with the ANC, you are out of your minds. Man, these guys, they love power. DA and the ANC, they are all the same. They love power. Both of these guys, they love power. It is stupid to believe that these guys are not talking in any way, shape or form. That's why every time I see these guys from the Moonpeg Short doing these interviews saying that they are not going to work with the ANC, the coalition talks between the ANC and the EFF are no talks will happen. But guess what? The DA is going to drop them like hot potatoes and to go and govern with the South African, with African National Congress. So guys, Biz News right here invited Gayton McKenzie to talk about this potential wedding between the Democratic Alliance and the DA and the ANC, guys.
Welcome, Mr. McKenzie.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, now the rumors are truly swirling. For some people, this is no longer a rumor, this is fact for us. That everything has been agreed. They are just working out the lobola. You see, in the African culture, before the lobola negotiations happen, the two people involved have to agree, yes, we want each other, we want to be married, and now they come in just to work out the small little details. And that's what's happening. The DA and the ANC eventually decided that they want to be together. 3 meetings were held between them, led by Helen Zille. And it's just a matter now of each going back to the constituency to feel the waters. Hence you see Jordan Hill made a statement, Ellen Winder made a statement, John Steenhuisen made a statement, Helen Zille. The statement is basically the same statement that's just feeling the waters. The ANC, usually the Veterans League and certain leaders in the ANC.
Yeah, you remember the Veterans League, even that guy, even the president of the Veterans League, I think he has an interview there at Biz News where he said that they will never work with the EFF, but he sees no problem with working with the DA. That's what he said. That's what the president of the Veterans League said. The coalition with the EFF, I know, but there is a good potential of working with the DA. That's what he said, not me.
Meeting started with the finance minister and a guy called George. His name is George in the DA. He's on the federal.
Dr. Dion George.
Dion George is his name. They started having this type of tunaderen between the two of them. And it just went into a full-blown, they can deny it all they like. We have people that we are very close to in the African National Congress. and they are just as angry as some people in the DA might be. And I think for the PA and for Action SA, this will be the biggest gift ever. We are looking forward to the wedding. I call it the Las Vegas wedding. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think it will be in the Elvis Chapel?
Brain one is here.
Must be in the Elvis Chapel because those ones usually never last long.
Talking about Lobola, who do you think is going to pay and how much?
I think, the ANC, the DA, this is the uncomfortable truth that we must admit. The ANC has had 30 years to govern this country. Mm-hmm. And they've misgoverned it. That's a fact. Whatever you think about the ANC, they've had the chance. Japan, Singapore, Dubai, these countries within a decade, you could already see the massive changes they brought about. Rwanda just comes from the biggest genocide. And within 25 years, they've managed to get the country on the straight and narrow. So the ANC, the DA, has for 30 years been criticizing the ANC, and today they're telling us, now we're going to... It's like calling somebody the worst human being, and then tomorrow you're marrying that person.
Yeah, that's because the DA wants power, man. The DA wants power. The ANC wants to stay in power. So both of these guys, they love power. That's why it is going to be no problem for them to negotiate to get into this Las Vegas wedding. It is not going to be it's not difficult for ANC to negotiate with the DA. That's why right now I would like to know, how does Helen Mashaba feel about everything? Because Helen Mashaba has invested so much into this whole Moon Pact nonsense thing. He's going around saying that the Moon Pact will never work with the ANC, the Moon Pact will never work with the EFF. He will never work with the ANC, he will never work with the EFF. But the same party that they are donating their votes to, because that's what's happening right there. In the Moon Pact, what? Everyone is going to be donating the votes so that the DA can run everything. We know that the DA did not concoct the whole Moon Pact nonsense thing so that they can take the back seat. We know that. The DA concocted that whole Moon Pact thing so that they can run the country, not otherwise. I don't think that the DA will allow IFP or UIM to be the ones who are running everything there. It is not going to be allowed. That's not simply going to be allowed. But it makes sense for the DA to also talk with the ANC, just in case that moonshot doesn't succeed, because chances are the moonshot is not going to succeed. You look at all those parties, all of them, they don't have like 30%. All of them, combined, all of them, they don't have 30%. So chances are it is going to fail in 2024, and the DA cannot bank on this moonshot. They cannot bank on that. That's why they are negotiating with the ANC. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
That's what we're seeing here. Both of them are going to pay dearly because it will be the end of the DA, and it will be the near end of the ANC. What Helen Zille don't understand, and the DA, there's no Cyril's ANC, there's no good ANC and bad ANC. This is one boat. Whether it leaks on Cyril's side, or it leaks on the other side, everybody's going to drown.
And you guys are in the rescue boats, or not?
No, for us, I've been very clear. And I've been criticized particularly by your listeners. Particularly by your listeners, more than anybody. When I said to them, with me, I don't have no preference between the ANC and the DA. And then the very DA is criticizing me. Now I want to show you how ridiculous this proposition of the DA was to the PA, which your listeners criticized me for. The DA says to me, sign here that you will not work with the ANC ever.
That's what they did there with the Moon Pact, man. That's what they did. They made those guys sign that they will never work with the ANC, while they themselves are working with the ANC.
He is now refusing to sign the very same document. If I'm going to paraphrase Michael Bowman of Action SA, he says, when they put in that clause that none of them will work with the ANC, he thought it's an open door. Everybody's just going to walk through it. The DA is not signing. Now, do you understand the racism in wanting our party to sign something, but you see yourself above that? We can read no other thing than white superiority complex in that, because you're saying you can't work with the ANC, but we can. And that's nonsense. We would never agree to as the Patriotic Alliance. The DA and the ANC must stop fooling people. We know they have a deal. They're just now testing the waters. The DA, people must know they must not vote for the following three parties, particularly white people. White people should know they should not vote for the PA. They should not vote for the DA. The PA, which is the party I lead, and the DA. They should choose between Action SA and Freedom Front Plus. I am saying it as the leader of the PA, because a vote for the DA, is a vote for the ANC. If you're going to vote for the PA is not clear on who are they going to form a coalition with, and we are being honest about it.
Yeah, but it's fair.
You're still risking with your vote by the PA. By the DA, you're not risking, you know who you're voting for, the ANC. Action SA is clear, they will never work with the ANC. Freedom Front Plus is clear. So as a leader of another party, I am telling people just the truth which they do not want to hear. Don't vote for the DA. You are donating your vote to the African National Congress. A vote for the DA is a vote for the ANC. A vote for the PA might even be leading to power sharing with the ANC. And I'm being honest. But with the other two parties,
I like the fact that Gayton McKenzie just being honest about everything, man. You know, a lot of these political parties, they like going around saying that they will never work with particular parties. We will never work with the EFF. We will never work with the IFP. We will never. I love the fact that Gayton McKenzie is open to all the possibilities of working with anyone. I like that because he's just being honest. It's not like these guys who keep saying that they will never work with certain political parties, but when it's a negotiation time, everyone is going to be negotiating with everyone. You know what they're going to say? No, we are putting the needs of our people before us, so all these petty things cannot be allowed to distract us to provide our people with services. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. So South Africans should never be fooled into believing that certain political parties are not going to work with certain political parties. Because when it's negotiation time, everyone is going to be negotiating with everyone. Everyone is going to be negotiating with everyone. I love the fact that Gayton McKenzie is simply being honest about that, man. He's simply being honest.
You know you're not going to help the ANC.
Talking about possible power sharing with the ANC, but you are not part of the upcoming coalition summit of opposition party leaders, are you?
Free yourself from a blocked nose.
No, you see, it started at the wrong footing. I think there's 3 points that your listeners will hear for the first time today here. And they've not read the balance of forces, including the ANC. And you're going to replay this tape in a month and a half or 2 months, and you'll be like, this is what Gayton McKenzie said is going to happen. Firstly, when you're going to start a moonshot pact, there was a great name for a coalition called a rainbow coalition. A rainbow. Black people don't do stuff like going to the moon. Have you ever had a black person going to the moon? Be honest, like...
I think the whole Moon Pact was inspired by someone in the United States of America. I think some nonsense. I think I've read something like that, guys.
Party jumping is the highest people, black people usually go jump. Now you come with a name, Moonshot Pact. So let them go to the moon. When they come back from the moon, we'll be in charge of the Western Cape. So I think the first point I want to make is that the Moonshot Pact started at the wrong footing. There was a beautiful name called Rainbow Coalition. The DA came with their own name. Then the DA says, we don't want PA. Now they have a party they call Spectrum. Spectrum does not have one vote. They have not one seat you know about. Who's Spectrum? You have UIM with 2 or 3 seats. You say you don't want a party with 86 seats. 86 seats. But you want the party with no seats. It shows you they're scared of the Patriotic Alliance. Now, if you start a moonshot pact, you're starting it wrong. That's first point. Second point, the ANC is about to split. People don't know that. I'm telling you.
What?
You see, the ANC is going to split into 3.
Wow. I thought the ANC was going to split into 2 because I believe that maybe there's the whole radical economic transformation thing and there's a whole new dawn. I thought ANC only was 2 parties, but Gayton McKenzie thinks there's 3 parties there. I always thought that there's 2 parties within the ANC. The radical economic transformation and the whole new dawn. So what's this third party that Gayton McKenzie is talking about?
It is Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC. It's going to be Ace Mahashule's ANC. And ANC says, no, don't. I grew up in the Free State. I never put the relations with Ace Mahashule. Because I was always in the other camp. And for 20 years, he's beaten us. I went to jail, he beat us. I came out of jail. That camp was still beaten that I belong to. So it's not, he was the Secretary General of the ANC, which basically means he was the CEO of the ANC. So he's privy to information of members that he can approach. And then I don't think, this is my opinion, and Kenny and everybody disagrees with me in my party. I just think that they've pushed Jacob Zuma too far. That's my opinion. And I think he's going to make a move that's going to hurt IFP and it's going to hurt the ANC equally. Everybody says I'm crazy. In 2 months we'll see if I'm crazy, but my opinion is that they've pushed him too far. His own organization. And I think he loves the ANC, and I think he's going to teach them a lesson. That's my opinion. They say no, he said he's done. I've said many things to my friends and then come up back and say, I can't do that.
Hey, but Gayton McKenzie is telling the truth, man. People love Ace Mahashule in the First State. I'm in the First State. I know how much people love. I'm sorry, guys. I have a bit of flu. People love Ace Mahashule in the First State. I'm telling you, people love Ace Mahashule in the First State. And I think the likes of Fikile Mbalula are actually like, he doesn't understand how much people love Ace Mahashule in the First State. That's why Fikile Mbalula can come to First State and say whatever that he wants to say about Ace Mahashule, and he believes everything is fine. But just like Gayton McKenzie says, Ace Mahashule, like, he knows secrets of the ANC. He knows everything about the ANC. And he is influential in the First State, whether the ANC wants to believe it or not. Ace Mahashule is very influential in the First State. If the ANC wants to perform well in the First State, they're going to have to work with Mahashule. But I guess they're not going to, because they've decided to expel Mahashule. They've decided to expel Mahashule. So even in the First State right now, the ANC is still divided. There are those people who are still standing with Ace Mahashule. They are, and it is so funny to see how the Secretary General of the ANC takes this whole thing light. He takes it light. He says that the ANC is still going to perform exceptionally in the First State without Ace Mahashule. I believe that he's wrong. I believe that he's totally wrong. The ANC was wrong about Mahashule. They are, like, until now, the ANC, they don't have someone who is as influential as Ace Mahashule in the First State. Whether you like him or not, Ace Mahashule is loved in the First State. You can stay there in your own province, in Limpopo. You can be right now in Cape Town. You can be in Durban. You can be in Johannesburg. But I'm telling you right now, I am in the First State. I know that people love Ace Mahashule in the First State. You can say whatever that you want to say, but if you don't live in the First State, you don't understand, you don't see these things. And it was a huge miscalculation by the ANC to kick out Mahashule in the First State. It was a huge miscalculation.
So I think that's the thing, that the DA is going to form a coalition with a party that's already splitting amongst the siblings. And then the last one is, I just think that the ANC has made it clear also they don't like to work with the PA. The youth league president of the ANC said, we can't work with people like the PA that come from jail. The veterans league of the ANC said the very same thing.
But the ANC, they don't have the moral high ground of that. Why is the ANC walking around telling people that they cannot work with Gayton McKenzie and Ken Kunene because they come from jail? I mean, like, half of the ANC comes from jail, man. What do you mean? Half of the ANC comes from jail. The ANC has no moral high ground in talking about people's personalities like this, man. The ANC has no high ground saying that Gayton McKenzie comes from jail when half of their leadership comes from jail. Almost everyone who was influential within the ANC has been in jail before. Everyone. So for them, so the ANC, they think they are reformed against us, but Gayton McKenzie and Kenny Kunene, they cannot be reformed. They cannot do well for the people. They cannot work hard for the people. They cannot pass the issue that they are criminals. That's what they are saying. Gayton McKenzie and Kenny Kunene cannot reform themselves, but they can reform themselves. So it's okay for the ANC cadres to come from jail and still serve the people, but they feel like Gayton McKenzie and Kenny Kunene cannot serve the people because they come from jail. What type of what kind of double standard is that? Half of the ANC comes from jail, man. The most controversial, the most influential people within the ANC, they've been to jail before.
So I am saying we are very close, because I can take the word of Herman Mashaba to the bank. I can take the word of Cornyn Mulder to the bank. If they tell me something, I don't need a signature. We are very close. I think I'm just watching how this moonshot pact play out, and then we are going to invite them that we must form a pact where, including the PA, all of us must side and say we will not work with the ANC. Let us see who will then not side. I'm telling you today, as the leader of the Patriotic Alliance, we will sign such a pact. But we will not sign a pact where we know for a fact the DA and the ANC are doing a deal. We can't be weekend special during the week with the ANC. Late at night, Saturday evening, they are with the moonshot pact.
You're beginning to feel, you started feeling like a mistress who's neglected. Is that it?
Exactly. That's how you started to feel. So I'm saying the Patriotic Alliance is willing to go into a pact with the Action SA, Freedom Front Plus, that we know we're not going to. But how do I know for a fact, I know more than some of your listeners, that I know they're talking with the ANC, because some of the people in that meeting are my personal friends. And they're telling me, listen, gee, we just met with this one. So I'm saying to you, the Patriotic Alliance, the DA's bluff should be called. Let them call a summit where we all sign, including the PA. That's my dare to them. Where we all say, and I can tell you one thing about me. I don't make false promises. I don't lie. I will never say anything. I always keep my word no matter what. Whether it's in business, whether it's in politics. I'm not known as somebody who don't keep his word. So I'm saying publicly, I will come and say, let's sign. None of us will go with the ANC. But I will sign after the DA sign. Let's see what he signed. That's a day.
So Gayton McKenzie is basically telling us that the DA has never signed anything, despite them walking around telling people that they will never work with the ANC. So there's no document that the DA has signed declaring that they will never work with the ANC. So even in that whole moonshot pact thing, so the DA did not sign the fact that they will never work with the ANC. How does it work? How can other parties sign that they will never work with the ANC, but the DA is leaving that door open? So how is the door open for the DA, but the door should be shut down for all of these people? And why are those parties in the moon pact short thing allowing that? And how true is this thing that Gayton McKenzie is saying? Because even Gayton McKenzie, guys, he can be out there deceiving all of us, trying to cause chaos. It's 2024 in next, like everyone is going to be doing everything. Like these guys are now, they are coming up with tricks. Maybe Gayton McKenzie is lying, but what if he's not lying?
Is all this going to leave the economic freedom fighters?
What if he's not lying, guys? Because I know there are people who are saying that Gayton McKenzie is lying right now. But what if he's not lying? Because I personally have never believed that, man. Every time when the DA is on the TV saying that they will never work with the ANC, I've never believed that, man. Personally, I've never believed that. I never believed that. I know that The ANC and the DA, if there's one thing they love, is power, man. These guys will do everything to be in power. They have proven it to us that they will do everything, absolutely everything to be in power.
You know, the one thing that you must understand, and this is my opinion, you apparently, and I've not had that experience, I must first give that. But everybody says that you can say one thing to the economic freedom fighters, then they do the next thing. And that's what the ANC told us. Now, I'm not even going to say it's like that or it's not like that. But I'm going to say this. The economic freedom fighters is the wild card of this coalition. Because of 2024, because they've worked with the DA, they've worked with the ANC. In 2016, none of us even thought they'll go with the DA. And they did. And which was their right, I must say. So I'm saying that it's very difficult to predict them. But there's something else happening, which is the third thing I told your listeners are going to hear for the first time. There's a black pact rising amongst political parties. A black pact rising, where they take black parties, forming together one party. It is in the early stages of negotiation. And what I am being told is that they are all talking on an equal level with each other. With an equal level. How I know about this, we've been invited to us, I declined. Now, what you need with a moonshot pact, you need somebody with emotional intelligence, which John has nothing of. John Stevenson has no emotional intelligence. He might be an intelligent person, I think. I know he's intelligent.
Nah,
he has
he's
no
not.
emotional intelligence.
He's not.
You need a corny murderer. Somebody that can lead this thing without size. I mean, you look at the leader of the Freedom Front Plus, Groenewald. He said something so profound. He said, we need an IFP person as a president. I mean, he said a party that I think they're a bit bigger than the IFP, and he didn't put his party first. That's the type of emotional intelligence you need to be able to run a coalition. But you see, your listeners, they lap everything up. The DA is telling them, Helen Zille tells them, they lap up. That woman is busy taking a big gamble with the future of this country. That's going to backfire. She thinks she knows things. We know more. And you watch this space in the next 2 months, what is happening in this country. There's bright minds in the DA that's being taken down the slippery slope with the ANC. If you have 1,000 liters of ice cream, 1,000 liters of ice cream, and you put 1 teaspoon of shit in it, you don't have 1,000 liters of ice cream anymore. You have 1,000 liters of shit. She doesn't know what she's doing by going with the ANC.
Business just celebrated its
But
10th
she knows,
anniversary.
man.
One of the speakers was Rob Herself, your friend.
She knows what she's doing, man. Helen Zille knows what she's doing. I don't think they even care. They don't care, man. That's the whole part. They don't care. That's why Gayton McKenzie is telling white people not to vote for the DA, because the vote for the DA is the vote for the same ANC they hate so much. It's for the same thing. Like, that's why I'm like, guys, how did those parties in the moonshot multi-party charter thing, how did they believe that the DA will never work with the ANC? Who convinced them that the DA will never work with the ANC? Who convinced them that? And why would they believe such nonsense, guys? Why would they? I know I'm not the only one who has been skeptical about this whole ANC-DA thing. I'm not the only one, man. And I'm happy today that there are people who are talking about some of these things that are happening right now. Because I'm right. I'm proud to say that I'm right.
We spoke about how the two of you, coming from such different backgrounds, him of privilege and you of not, are in total agreement about everything. Tell us what you agree with. What you agree on with her.
Let me tell you, Rob is he's taking chances. Let me explain to you why I'm saying that. Rob is one of my closest friends. I've known him for three and a half years. And we've just grown together because of the differences we have. Rob has been trying to make me believe in things he believes in. I try to make him believe in things I believe in. Now let me tell you what we don't believe in, and then I tell you what we do agree on. Rob wants an independent Cape Town. I don't believe that, and I will never stand for that. He wants that. Rob despised the ANC. I don't like them. There's a difference. But I don't despise them. I can tell you Rob has managed to convince me to join the Springboks. I was an all-black supporter like majority of colored people. I know. We were all-black supporters. Rob has turned me around. But I want to say this to you about that gentleman. He's a true patriot. He loved this country to a fault. I mean, his family would suffer because of the love. He risked his own life because of this country. He says things that everybody wants to say, but they're too scared to say it. Robert also says their things, and I can tell you, I'm a capitalist. He's a capitalist, we agree on that. I believe that every country should be our friend. He doesn't like Russia, for instance. I believe that South Africa needs to reboot the friendship with countries. We must be friends of every country. And we must not inherit old enemies of the yesteryear. And I always tell him, I said, America dropped 2 bombs on Japan. 2 bombs. Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And today, Japan is the biggest trading partner of America. That's how geopolitics work. And we should take that mindset. I said, but I love Rob Macon. I love him. I love his kids. I know all his kids. They know me. And we like family, man. It's become family. And sometimes I just laugh with the things he says. Because then people are like, Rob is just talking about that. After a month or so, what he's saying, it's becoming true. He's a brave man, I can tell you. And he doesn't know how to speak his truth carefully. That's his problem, I think, sometimes, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Maybe that's something you two have in common.
Maybe I learned that from him or learned that from me.
So that's it, guys. So what do you think about this whole ANC and the DA thing? Do you believe that the DA and the ANC will eventually work with each other? I believe that they are going to work with each other. I believe that they are in negotiations, because John Steenhuisen already told us that if the Moon Pact does not make it, they are going to dissolve right there and there, meaning that the DA is also talking with other political parties whom they themselves have declared that they will never work with. So guys, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think that the DA is being honest? What do you think about the multi-party charter thing? What do you think about Gayton McKenzie's utterances? Please drop those comments in the comment section, and please hit that like button. And the most important part, guys, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.